Hello, welcome to the stream. So tonight I'm going to be doing some more Drawfee fan art. I've done the line art for these four, which if you saw last stream you would have seen that. But essentially I'm doing fan art of Drawfee artists as their characters from... Oh, hi Ethan. I was just giving the spiel. But essentially doing Drawfee artists as, like, outfits inspired by their characters from Drawtectives. So yeah, last time I got the flat colors in for this one, which is this artist, this character, and then flat colors for this one, her, and her. So yeah, the thing that was tricky with this one was that the reference photos that I got are really filtered, so I don't have a good color match to her hair and her skin. So at some point I'm gonna find a different reference photo and go back in and do that. But I think this one is looking super, super cute for right now. But today I'm going to be working on flat colors for this one and this one. So that is my plan. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna start doing that. I particularly really like this character because he's so, like, dumb in a very endearing way. Because he doesn't have any memory of who he is, so he just shows up and is like, I know nothing, please help, and then just sort of becomes part of the whole thing. And yeah, he's very good. And then for her, I had a couple characters that I might do because she's the one that essentially designed the entire show. So any character aside from the ones that the other artists did are her design. So I could really go with any of them. But the ones that are, like, the most, I guess, distinctly her, so to speak, are this character of Eugene, and there's a character named Jancy. So yeah, it was one of these two, and I thought that his would be very easy to make a cool fashion outfit from. So yeah. Let me see. I have to zoom in. Anyways, the other nice thing is that I'll be able to do color grabbing from both the character reference as well as the photos I have of her. So yeah, it'll be nice to not have to find my own colors. Always very nice not to have to do that. So one thing that I really love about this artist, Julia, is that she always just goes insane with stuff. Because she'll say, like, oh, I'm just gonna do something easy this time, and then she'll just go crazy, you know, like she literally created a whole, like, she designed a whole building and its blueprint and everything just for this show. And she did little things like in each of the scenes, because she also had to draw literally every room that they might go into. But in the, like, scene drawings, I guess, there's little things like the wall in one room kind of curves one way, and then when they go to another room, it's like the opposite side of that curved wall and stuff like that, because she has such insane attention to detail, and it's like nobody would even think about that but her. So she's very impressive to me. Also, the reason that she's not doing some kind of very dramatic pose, whereas the rest of them are, is because two things. Is one, the cape itself is a lot of drama, and then secondly, because in like the streams and stuff, she does this thing where like whenever she has like some outfit to show off, she stands like this. She's just like, look at my outfit, and she does it all stiff, and it's very funny. So I thought I would do that stance. I feel like I kind of need to change the way her hair's going there. But I will do that in a bit. For now, I continue with this cool cape. This one I didn't really change very much of, whereas like the others I feel like I changed to varying degrees, I guess. But in particular, this one's already very distinct, so it's mostly the same. Obviously, I had to bring the like wrapping up higher, and then I decided to kind of change this into pants, but also like this looks like it's all one thing here, and I thought it'd be more fun for this specific drawing to kind of do this more angular shape here. So I did, and I like how it turned out, because before it was like missing something and I couldn't figure out what it was, because I just had it follow like the curve of her hips, and I was like, it needs something a little more designy, a little more fun. So I kind of did this little angular hips, and I really liked it. So yeah. And then I also changed it to pants because I know that she really likes wearing like suits and things. So I thought it would be more of her personality to have it be pants instead of the like skirt, dress, whatever that is. Yeah. So I did that. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. Like I made these very dramatic, whereas in the original they're just kind of laying down. And then I feel like there was something else I changed, but I can't remember what it is right now. But for the most part, they're the same. Oh, I forgot I wanted to add like some earrings and stuff, so I might add that tonight. I might add that later. We'll see. Because I feel like his earrings are super cool, and it'd be fun to incorporate those, or like, you know, ones inspired by them. But yeah, that's what I'm working on today. I feel like I don't necessarily know what I feel like talking about tonight, other than that I'm coloring things in, and I like to do that. Let's see. I like a lot of the color choices that each of the artists have made for these characters, but for like different reasons. So like he's very mysterious in like the color tones that they have here, which super works for his character, because like he doesn't even know who he is. But that should be under there. Okay. Yeah, so he's got these cool like mysterious color tones and stuff. But it's like, I don't know that I would have ever picked like this. I think it's a teal, not sure. But it just looks so good. So I like that. I like the like pops of yellow against these darker tones. They're really nice. You know, and then combining character and artist, her blonde hair will also pop against the dark tones as well, which will be nice. Yeah. I'm just like zoning in tonight apparently. Okay. There's supposed to be a season 3 of this show coming up, but when exactly, I have no idea. I just know that I'm excited for whenever that happens, because the other 2 seasons have been phenomenal. So, yeah. Like them a lot. It's just such a good idea. I think it'd be fun to essentially play Drawtectives with people, but like I don't know enough art people. I have 1 art people. But yeah, if I ever have like a small group of people in my life who all do art, I'm gonna try to run like a Drawtectives game, because I think that'd be super fun. It'd be less work than doing it the way that they do as like a whole show, but it'd be super fun. You get to just make up a mystery and solve it with ridiculous art prompts. Okay. Whew, I am more tired than I realized. So this is gonna be real high energy time. Another thing that I think is just super impressive about Julia as an artist is, so specifically for Drawtectives, she, like, not only does she have to draw all of the scenes and stuff before the players ever see it, players / artist, I guess, she has to come up with a mystery. She has to figure out, like, drawing prompt type things for the mystery that makes sense, or at least mostly make sense. They don't have to completely make sense. Wait a second. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just had to track that. Yeah, so she has to figure out just so much. She has to design different characters. She has to design all the environments, and she does it all by herself, and that's insane to me. And then on top of that, when they're actually playing, she has to come up with voices for all the characters, and then after the fact, she'll go in and animate, like, to an extent. Like, it's not like crazy detail animation, but she'll animate the scenes that they played, which is just wild. And then she'll add in, you know, little, like, drawings that she's done for different moments and scenes and animations, and It's just over the top. It's incredible. Like, just an amazing amount of work, I feel like. Is that how that goes? Oh, yeah. Okay, I had to figure that out for a second. But yeah, I just think it's truly impressive the amount of dedication that she puts into the show, and how that's the reason why it's taking so long for the next season to come out, is because she really puts everything into it to make sure that it's good. And, you know, I'd much rather someone take a long time to make something that's really good than just like rush through it and have it be like okay or whatever. But yeah, she'll just go wild with this stuff. Yeah. Another thing that's been fun about doing these particular drawings is I've noticed little bits of the character design that I hadn't noticed before. So for instance, it's like hang on a second. With this one and all the like layers of the cape, like I think I only really registered that there was like 2-ish layers. I don't think it really occurred to me that one, there's I think 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, there's 4 layers to this cape, as well as the fact that these 2 layers are both on a gradient, and so it goes from like the teal into the purple, and then this one does purple to teal, and like just those little details are fascinating to me to even think about that, you know. Oh, actually I should have stayed over there because I need to color grab again. Get this for the rest of the cape. Yeah, just a whole lot of work. And it just turns out so good. That being said, even with all the amount of work she does, it wouldn't be as successful if she didn't have such a great group to actually do the show with. Because, I mean, if you had people who weren't all in with it, it would just fall flat. Which would be so disappointing, to put so much work into something and have it just kind of be whatever. But no, she's got awesome people who are willing to do awesome and silly things. And I think those are good people to have around. Just in general. Just to have people who will do awesome and silly things. Yeah, okay. Another thing that I noticed with, not this one, but with Grendon's, is like just a few things of like, so like here's the original design and everything, and here, let me scoot it. Like getting to see like the difference here of how it's kind of the same color palette and everything, but like bringing in the like pinks and stuff to help break it up from just the green, and just like taking away the sunglasses so then you have a clear view of the eyes, and really it shows like a lot more of the personality sort of developed through the show. I appreciate things like that. Yeah. Would you? There we go. How does this seem off? Because that goes around there. Wait, hang on, I'm gonna erase that again just to look at it. That seems off to me. Hold on. Let me erase this. Because that goes around there, and that goes there. Why does that look weird to me? What is it that is wrong? It's like this kind of has a little, like it's off. I almost feel like if I just cover all that in, it'll look better. Anyway, just figuring out my own art problems. They are numerous and frequent. But yeah, I think sorry, I started to speak and then immediately distracted myself, which is part of the hard part of streaming, is that I have my attention like split and everything. So yeah. The split attention is always difficult. And now I have no memory of what I was going to say earlier because I started going on a rant about how hard it is to stay focused. So, what does that tell you? Let's see. Once again, I'm scribbling in color that I could just use a fill on. It's a bad habit. It's just, I don't know, I enjoy it. There we go. That's a little off. Let's see. So, the last few things I have done, both on and off stream, have been more like painted. So I feel like this is also a really nice break for me from that, to just do, you know, my own style. I don't really know what like to call my own art style, I guess, because it's like a little bit comic booky and a little bit not, and I just straight up don't know. But it's a style I like. Otherwise, I would keep trying to make it different. No, I mean, I'm always trying to improve things and learn things and adapt and all that with art, because I think that's always good. I think that you can always be getting better or just doing things in ways that are different, like, because otherwise you're just making the same thing over and over again. But generally speaking, the style that I've developed for myself over the years, I do very much like. It took a long time to get something that I like. But this is pretty much it. This is the style developed from just sketching over the years and looking at different art styles that I like and analyzing, well, like, okay, well, what's the thing that I like about that one? Are there things that I don't like about it, even though I like it overall? I also like to occasionally draw in a different artist style, because I feel like that really helps me learn different things, you know, because if I really like an artist and I draw in their style, I'm going to notice even more things about it than I would from just looking at the piece. Because even if I'm like trying to analyze it, it's not going to be the same as when I'm like analyzing it to emulate it. So I think it's a very fun thing to do. And, you know, and then drawing someone else's style, if I were to finish it, you know, I can look back and go, okay, well, what did I learn? What did I enjoy about what I learned? You know, what do I think, I like their style, but this part isn't really for me, kind of thing, and, you know, adapt stuff and all of that. So even though I do feel like I have my own distinct style, it does change. I think it just changes in a way that is more obvious to me, I guess. Which is fine, because as long as it looks decently good, that's all I need from it. But yeah, I super enjoy this particular style, and I haven't really had a good chance to do it in a while because I've been painting. Some of my paintings are kind of a mix of realistic and this style, and then some of them are more realistic, so it's kind of a mix of like what I feel like and what I think will look best for whatever I'm doing at the moment. So I've been working on doing a book cover, and I feel like, you know, that definitely needs to be painted. And then I was working on some fan art for the live action One Piece, and part of the point of doing the fan art for live action is that it would be more realistic art. Otherwise I'd just draw whatever. If I was just doing One Piece in general. So I'm doing that, and then the last thing that I streamed before I took some time off of streaming was also more painted, because I'm trying to work on illustrations for one of my novels, and so it's just been a whole lot of painting. So it's super nice to just take a step back from that and work on something more simple, something that's cuter, because I do think that these are all very cute. Yeah. Too much. Okay. I just have these two little bits, and then this part will be colored in. But yeah, I think that these, like, another reason I like doing this style and doing my ridiculous coloring every last bit in when I could just use fills, is because, as I've mentioned I think several times, that coloring things in is like very peaceful for me. So I like that, but specifically when I'm doing this style, it's like, it's so, you know, full of the distinct line art and everything, that it's I think it's even more like peaceful to do it. It's even more like a coloring book. Oops, too far the opposite direction. Okay. But yeah, so it's just something that I think is fun. That's on where? Okay, that's there. I want to do is find that layer again. This one. Okay. What did I do? I did both of those on this. Oops. Well, that's fine. Because what I want to do is essentially color this bottom bit in distinctly, but essentially kind of just scribble up here so I can blend it in a second. I would just try and use like the gradient tool, but it's not in a position where that would be easy. I think this will be easier. I could be wrong. I could be making this harder for myself. Yeah. We'll see. Man, I love these color choices. Like, even this little, gradient on the cape, it's so subtle and yet it really just enhances everything. And this is what I mean about her just having so much attention to detail. Is like, I wouldn't really think of that. Talking about drawing in other people's styles sometimes is I've definitely drawn things inspired by her style because it's just the coolest for one thing. But also, hang on. I feel like there's not enough of this to really do that. Okay. I lost my train of thought again because of course I did. That's fine. Anyways, I've definitely done things inspired by her style because I think it's super cool, and I like the way that she draws. I like the way she draws just about everything, but I like the way she draws hair a lot. It's frequently, kind of ridiculous, but in a good way. I don't know. So like the way that this kind of flares up, but it's like way out to the side, like that's just super fun, I think. And yet it's still like it doesn't steal the show, but it's good, if that makes any sense. Sometimes when I'm streaming, I feel like it's just me rambling for a very long time. But I mean, it is just me rambling for a really long time while I do art. But hopefully it's an enjoyable ramble. That's the goal, is enjoyable rambling. No. Okay. So what I want to do is over the top of this, I want to add those little bitty bits of gold. I'm not gonna be too. Here, I want to redo that one. Okay. And then I'm gonna do that on this side. It's just so many good touches, Yeah, okay. And I want to just do one more there. And then start coloring in the little bands. I don't know what they're called. I'm sure there's a name for what these are called. I just don't know what it is. So they are little bands. These were annoying to draw because I wanted them to have like a certain energy to them, and they were not giving me the energy I desired. But I got there. Because part of giving her such a stiff stance is I wanted to counter that with really making this cloak super, super flowy and essentially give it the picture as a whole, like, just as much action as the other drawings, but without, like, that action doesn't come from her. It comes from the cloak. I cannot talk tonight. I might end up cutting this one short at some point because I'm having a struggle time. But yeah. So it might just end up me doing the flats on this one, and then calling it quits before working on Nathan as Grendon. Or I might give up before that. We'll see. We'll see how long I last. Because I'm feeling very spacey tonight. Yeah. It's been an odd day. Mostly fine, but weird. Here we go. Yeah, I do like how these little flowy, again, I don't know the word, the danglies, I don't know what they are. I do like how they turned out. Some of the lines are a little rough, but I didn't want to put too much effort into driving myself insane trying to make everything perfect. Especially for something like this that's meant to be fun. If I was doing something like with the intent to sell it or use it for something, I would definitely drive myself crazier trying to make it perfect. Or if I was like doing it for practice of things, then I also would try harder. But this one is just a funsies drawing, so it gets low effort. I mean, I say that, and yet I did spend a pretty decent chunk of time on these, on the line art for them. And I'm going to spend even more time with all the rendering and stuff because I want to do it for the stream. And I don't know yet if I'll do everything on stream or not, simply because I don't like when the stream gets like too repetitive. So what I might do is I might get the flat colors in, and then either I'll finish them off stream, but more likely what I'll end up doing is I'll take a break from them, work on something else on stream, and then come back to them. Because I just think that's like better. You know, what I really should do is I should start dividing it up to where like one of the nights that I stream is, you know, this kind of thing that's more simple, and then have the other night be the more complicated artwork, and then have it be where whenever I'm doing like a series, dang it, I need to fix my settings on this, because I had my settings set up exactly how I liked them on my other computer, and then I got this computer and it had like all the default stuff, and I just have never gone back and changed it, and that's incredibly stupid of me. I make my life harder. But yeah, I don't remember what I was saying before I got distracted by the little thing that pops up when I'm like, because I hit the button that used to be a different shortcut and is now the wrong shortcut because I didn't fix it. So I have no one to blame but myself. Yeah. Okay. Let's take this color. Let's go feel like it needs to be under a couple of these colors, but over, what is that? Oh, that's the gradient. That's right. Okay. So I think, yeah, okay, that's there. That should be good for, gonna color grab, trying to get somewhere in the mid-tone here. Let's go there. Okay. And I get to scribble. I love to scribble. Although sometimes it feels almost rude to just be like scribbling right over a face, even though technically it's part of making the face look even better. It's just like, I don't know, because like right now it looks dumb because it's just a big blob. But, the fan art piece that I'm working on off stream for One Piece is one of those complicated pieces that is like just guaranteed to look ugly in the middle for a while. So it's still very much in the ugly phase, unfortunately. Actually, that's kind of a weird line. But it's like I know it's gonna look really good when it's done. But it's because I did sketching for it, which it's more realistic, so that's a lot more effort and work than sketching for something like this, because I tend to just scribble out the general shape that I want, and then I refine it little by little. Whereas like with the painting, like there's some of that I do scribble out things, but it's still a lot more because it's not just me trying to make something that I like. It's like I have to do that as well as make it look like the person I'm trying to draw, and you know, has to look realistic and all that. So once again, it's nice to be doing something very simple right now. Simple and low effort. Low effort, but it's still really cute. Because, you know, if you put too little effort, it's just going to be an ugly piece. Well, I mean, I guess that would depend on the art style, because if your style is super, super simple, then I guess low effort isn't going to be ugly. But for my art style, you go too low effort and it is ugly. Although some of the art styles that look really simple are incredibly difficult. And I find that really funny. That it's like you can look at a piece and be like, wow, that looks like someone just, you know, threw it together. And the artist's like, this took me 30 hours. Because I don't know, sometimes things are deceptive like that, because, you know, maybe they like used a interesting material that made it more complicated, or it's deceptively complex because there's some crazy texturing done or whatever. But that's fun in its own way too. That kind of deceptively simple thing where it just looks super easy but is like one of the craziest pieces of art. I don't know. Art's good. I like art. Even a lot of art that I don't personally like, it's like you can look at it and be like, wow, that takes some skill, you know? I think that's one of the fun things about art too, is that there's just so many different types of art that, like, you could find something that you're like, oh, that's the most hideous thing I've ever seen in my life, and another person is like, oh my gosh, this is a masterpiece and it's gorgeous, and I think that's very fun. It's fun that art hits people in such vastly different ways. Okay. The more I look at this, the more I'm like, wow, I was really truly sloppy with some of the line art. Also, I realized I had set it up to work on this and then did her skin tone instead, because I guess I just don't care. No. That's how my brain is right now. It's not focusing. So again, probably not gonna be on for like a super long time tonight, because I don't think I have the brain capacity today. I haven't had the brain capacity for anything today, if I'm being honest with myself. I literally was editing stuff for one of the books that I'm working on, and I only did 4 chapters, and they're chapters that I've gone over a few times and are like pretty good at this point. And yet it still took me just so long because my brain refused to cooperate with me. So that's just kind of been my whole day. But hopefully tomorrow I will spring back to life, and be able to get done things that I didn't get done today. Especially since it's going to be 3-day weekend, I feel less less pressure, because I can just make things up without sacrificing relaxed time, because extra day. So that's super nice. Okay. I feel like the only thing that I just kept like drawing and redrawing over and over and over again on this one are these pants, because I just wanted them to be something fun, and they were not cooperating for a while. They just like, because first I was like, oh, I'll do like the skirt like he has, and I was like, I don't like that. And then I was like, well, I'll make it into pants, and I was like, well, but I still want the pants to be flowy. And it just was like this whole thing of me drawing and redrawing these over and over and over again in different ways, until finally I got them in a way that I liked, that kind of captured the look I was going for. Because there were some things that, like, because they're kind of flowy, but they're kind of stiff at the same time, and I feel like that's what I wanted, because I kept trying different things, and it was like, no, see, that looks too flowy, and then it's like, no, that looks too stiff, and then somehow I managed to get a good middle. So I like the difference, you know. No, the thing that really made me like them is the weird hips. The weird angle hips that make no sense. But they don't have to, because fashion. So yeah. Good stuff. Let's see. Again, I'm just taking up a bunch of time by scribbling this in. It's my like signature move at this point is coloring all of this in with a tiny brush when I could just use a fill. I don't know, it's fun. There's a line across here. I don't know if it shows up on the other screen or not, but every once in a while my tablet picks things up weirdly and it thinks I've drawn like this perfectly straight line across something, and I haven't, and it's really annoying because if I don't, like, if I catch it right away I can just like undo and it goes away, but if I don't notice it right away, because usually it's really thin and subtle like this, I'll notice it later and be like, because I have to find out like what layer it's on. I have to figure out, you know, what all it's in the way of and like stuff like that. So it becomes a whole annoying thing. Luckily, I'm pretty sure it's on one of the dark layers, so hopefully I can find it easier. Yeah, it's on this layer. Okay, I can erase it. Yay! Easy. Yeah, okay. That's good. Wasn't too terrible. Save. And let me get that shoe color. Shoes. The shoes are pretty much the same. Put them on a layer below stuff. Okay. I just love this design, the original design specifically. I love it a lot, and I've thought it'd be fun to do some like fan art of this character, and so that's part of why when I was trying to decide which character to do for Julia, I was like, oh, I'll do Eugene. It's because I just think it'd be fun to draw Eugene at some point, and I haven't, but I've drawn Eugene inspired fashion now. Which is super fun. This whole, you know, little series has been really fun so far. People I like, characters I like, and doing my nice little simple style. The only problem, though, specifically, with drawing, well, I mean, there's a few problems, but one of the more distinct ones for me personally of drawing real people is that I get really, like, overly focused on the, on their noses, because I feel like if you don't get the nose right, it just does not look like the person at all. This needs to be up a lot higher. Okay. Anyways, if you don't get the nose right, it just doesn't look like the person at all. So then I'll spend a lot of time on noses. To the point where, like, I probably didn't have to be as specific and detailed. And I try to kind of resist that a little bit when I'm doing this style, because it takes up a lot of time to just keep drawing noses over and over again. So like hers, I think, ended up looking enough like her nose that I'm fine with it, but if I had more time, if I gave myself more time, I would definitely, it definitely would have gone through a few more rounds of me redrawing her nose to look even more like herself. But that's just a me thing, where I just feel like you really got to have a good nose to look like the right person. And I tend to spend a lot of time trying to get noses right in general. But it just like increases by, here we go. She's got really light eyebrows. Let me go over here to get the actual color of it. But anyways, I lost my train of thought again, because that's just how my brain is today. Oh, so I'll spend a lot of time on noses in general, but when it's a real person, it like enhances my insanity of having to get the nose to look nice. Okay. She got such pretty eyes too. Never really noticed that before. Those seem a little too gray on this. I often will I'll color pick for this stuff, and then I'll be like, I don't like that exactly. I like to start with, not like white, but closer to white for this stuff, whereas I feel like with, things like hair and skin, I like to find a mid-tone to start with. Which, speaking of, now that I'm zoomed in, there's some little bits that could be better. Okay. All right. So that's pretty good. Back here. And get the pretty eye color. Trying to get that middle tone. All right. Oops. Here we go. And I believe, oh wait, I noticed a problem. Okay. I believe base colors are achieved for this one. Yeah. So we have a Julia, which is pretty good. I think simply because I am so very tired and off today, I think that that's going to be it for tonight. So I might do the base colors for Nathan as Grendon off stream. I might wait and do it on stream. I'm not sure yet. I also might do something else next stream and then come back to this. I think it just kind of depends on how much I get done on my various projects through the week. But yeah, so we have this no improvement. We have base colors added here, and then these ones from last stream. So yeah, 3 out of 4 have their base colors in, and that is where I'm going to leave it for the night. Thank you for watching, even though I'm just so spacey right now. Yeah, hopefully you'll come back again next time. Bye!